Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about an awesome house that I love, and I recently got a new fragrance for my birthday. I got lots of fragrances for my birthday and I was so excited, and I thought I'd just do them in kind of pieces so that I didn't overwhelm you with all of these new fragrances, to give you enough time to go out and try them if you want to. So this video I'm going to be focusing on the Byredo house. It is a really lovely house. I have always been very impressed with it. The only qualm that I have with it is longevity, and I'll be getting into that in just a moment, because the very first fragrance that I want to talk about is Byredo Gypsy Water. I have talked about this in previous videos and I have just loved it. I got a sample and it was so lovely and soft, and just alluring, and I wanted it really badly. And so my lovely fiance got it for me for my birthday, and I absolutely love it. I also love the packaging. I wanted so badly to get La Tulipe perfume, but the longevity was just, I couldn't justify it. I instead got the hand lotion, which is 10 times better. It lasts so much longer and it's really just so lovely. So instead, I decided not to get La Tulipe and probably got some other fragrance. And since then, I hadn't gotten any Byredo fragrances, even though I always smelled the house. And I decided to put Gypsy Water on my wish list, and my fiance ended up getting it for my birthday. And I really just love the packaging, and I was surprised at how much I love it. I tend to wear a lot of white and black. I think it's very sleek. It's very kind of understated yet professional looking, and I really love that about it because it's just so simple to me. Less is more in a lot of ways. So the Byredo box here is very lovely and very simple. I like it quite a lot, and I like their emblem. I've never realized that was their emblem. So it's really lovely, and I like the little stamps here on the side. I thought that was just really good, like quality packaging that's just very interesting. It's not over the top, it's not incredibly expensive looking, and it's just very classic looking, and that's something that I really love and can appreciate. So this is our lovely bottle. I have worn it since I've gotten it. And it comes with a little envelope here, which is so tiny and the cutest. I love it. I love little things. I love little envelopes. Have you ever seen the Reddit things for ants? It's the best. It's so cute. Anyways, by the little Byredo, and it goes into the history and all of that fun stuff. Not nearly as fun as the teensy weensy envelope that it comes in. So I love that because it's tiny. And here we have the star of the show, which is Gypsy Water. It is the Eau de Parfum, and it is made in France. It is hard to get out, but I love the bottles. Again, it kind of goes along the same lines as the rest of the packaging. It's very simple, just a white label with good quality ink, and just black ink with a little bit of pressed something on the outside, and then just a really good magnetized cap, which I absolutely love. I love that. I think that's great. Some of my favorite lipsticks have that same characteristic, and I think it's just really good. I hate those caps that just won't stay on. So this one's so good. It's just so amazing. It's so soft, and it's a very light, lovely fragrance. It is for both men and women, and I think that's great. I would probably say it's more for women because it's so soft. It doesn't really have the presence like of a men's perfume. Really on the top you get lots of kind of citrusy flavors. I always say flavors. But the top notes are bergamot, lemon, pepper, and juniper berries, which I notice right off the bat. It is very fresh at first, but it wears out down to be something really light and soft and kind of luxurious. The heart is incense, pine needles, orris, and the base is amber, vanilla, and sandalwood. And there's nothing overwhelming about this fragrance. You could wear it, I think the other day I wore like 3 sprays in the morning and then 3 sprays before dinner. It's so light, and I just want everyone around me to know how amazing it is and how delicious it smells. It's just so soft. The opening really doesn't say anything toward how it will end up wearing on your actual skin. It's just kind of an enjoyable opening that doesn't last long at all. The juniper berry, I think, adds that kind of dry woodiness that is really lovely and soft and delicate about this. I can just drench myself in it and it will not be too much. That is one thing that I really like about this. And on the other hand, it tends to not wear incredibly long, which is, like I said, the last time that I wore 6 sprays throughout the entire day, and I feel like that's a lot for a really high quality perfume. And I did have that same issue with the La Tulipe. They're just so lovely, and it's kind of hard not to get them, but you can wear lotions and layer it and all of that to kind of help the longevity, but overall this is not going to have a really long lasting scent. No matter how lovely it is, it just does not last for very, very long. I'd say maybe 4 to 6 hours tops, and you can really kind of just barely smell it after that, and then you have to reapply. It's not too bad because you really get that really fresh, robust flavor. I keep saying flavor. That really robust scent once you do put it on, but it's just so soft and light that I think it's just the nature of the perfume that makes it a little bit less in terms of how long it wears. The amber, vanilla, pine needles, and juniper berry are really what kind of make a statement in this piece. I cannot say enough about how much I love it. I think it's a beautiful womanly fragrance. So that was my most recent purchase, or my most recent addition to my collection. My tiny little envelope that I love. Next is the Byredo Bal D'Afrique. This one is very well loved. I think a lot of people know this one. And for me, this fragrance is just so interesting. It's something I can't really put my finger on all the time. I feel like the notes change every time I smell it, so it's just really hard for me to wrap my arms around. My fiance really loves this, and it's the perfumed oil, and I'm going to put it on my wrist just to see how it wears on my skin. But this is the smaller version, and it's very similar to the actual box. It doesn't have the emblem but the bee instead. So it is the perfume oil, and it is just such an intriguing scent. So I'm actually going to put it on my skin today. Very interested in it. So the rollerball is really nice, and it's just the oil. It has been refrigerated, so it's a little thicker. At first sniff, it's almost kind of like a soft, like baby's skin smell. Kind of similar to the Beach Walk by Replica, but not quite. There's just something a little different about it. Like I said, it just seems to change quite a lot every time I try it. The notes are bergamot, lemon, neroli, African marigold, buju, and then in the heart is violet, jasmine petals, cyclamen, and then at the base there's amber, musk, vetiver, and Moroccan cedarwood. I don't consider it to be too woody. It's quite light. I feel a lot of the Byredo fragrances are very light and maybe a little bit more watery maybe. But the Byredo fragrance, I think that it makes more of a statement to other people. I feel like I'm not quite getting it, but it is a very nice, soft fragrance. I've heard that it's both for men and women. I'm still kind of figuring it out on my own. So as I come to know it a little bit more and wear it more, maybe I'll come back and let you guys know how I feel about it. But for the most part, it's just something that seems very soft and unassuming, and for how much it is loved, I really have a hard time wrapping my hands around it, wrapping my arms around it. According to Fragrantica, it is a male and female fragrance that's citrus, woody, aromatic, floral, and white floral. I don't really get either the citrus or floral notes, and I don't really consider it to be very woody either. I do just kind of get that aromatic feel from it. It's just so light. Let's see what people are saying about it. Yeah, a lot of the reviewers are talking about how it's really hard to describe. Feminine, sexy, hard to describe. It is so unusual, and it's funny that no one else knows how to describe it, so I don't feel too crazy. Others describe it as kind of a creamy fragrance, and I agree to that. I agree with that. It is very soft, and it kind of wears down in a really lovely way. It's just that aromatic, that kind of soft creaminess, I think, is really a great way of describing it. I don't think that it has much of a sillage or really that big wake as you would get with some of the other bigger fragrances, like maybe a Bond No. 9 fragrance. These tend to be much more softer and kind of understated fragrances. They are just so lovely and soft. I'm really interested in this one. I'm gonna have to keep trying it and let you guys know how I feel. Creamy and elegant, that's how many have described it, and I would have to agree with that. It is just very unusual and just something that's not easily described. And lastly, with my birthday present, I got a big bag of goodies from Barney's, and in that was this Byredo Rose of No Man's Land. So I thought it would be fun to kind of do a little bit of each fragrance, one that I know that I love, one that I kind of don't understand, and then a new one that I've never ever tried. So I'm having lots of fun with the Byredo brand. And I have loved so many of the Byredo fragrances. The Gypsy Water, the La Tulipe, and also Pulp. I think that one was an amazing, unique scent. I wanted to love that one so much, but it just didn't wear on my skin well. Overall, I've always been very impressed with the Byredo line, and that's why I kind of wanted to just try this fragrance. I did take a peek at the notes, and it looks like something I would like. So that's why I wanted to try out this one, the Rose of No Man's Land, and just to kind of get a first impression on it and see how it goes. Ooh. It reminds me of my aunt and her house and how great it smells. And maybe her hairspray. Maybe, I mean, it must be the alcohol on the top, but wow, that's so nice. It really does remind me of my aunt and her home and how cozy it is. Wow. The notes are pink pepper, Turkish rose petals. The heart is raspberry blossom, which I think is the star of the show here. This fragrance really does remind me of my Aunt Karen, and I have no idea why. Almost kind of the like house, homey, cozy feel that whenever I get in her house. Maybe she has a fragrance that's similar to this. I will have to ask. A lot of fragrances that I've been around lately have been reminding me of different people, and I don't know if it's either my nose just getting a lot better at kind of identifying those notes specific to people, or if it's just that olfactory scent or that olfactory sense that really kind of brings you back to those memories. So this one is really nice. I am going to have to try it on my skin. I will probably wear it tomorrow and see how it works on my skin. It is so lovely and interesting. I can't say that I've smelled any other rose type scent like this before. I do think that the raspberry blossom is just so perfect in here, and it's so soft, and it's just, it's over, it is definitely the star of the show, as I mentioned earlier. The Turkish rose petals and Turkish rose absolute doesn't seem to make as much of an impact, and it doesn't quite get me the way that the raspberry does. So amazing, and I am so excited to try it on my skin. It is so fun to try new fragrances and just get that first impression of them. I absolutely adore the Byredo line. I highly recommend you to go to the counter at Barney's or wherever they are available at your area and try them. They are much lighter, much more delicate fragrances. They are not going to be that overwhelming or heavy or oriental type fragrance. They're just so amazing, and they really do have some gems in there. The Gypsy water I think is lovely. The pulp is just so interesting. I want all of you guys to tell me your favorite Byredo fragrance and let me know so that I can go try them and spend all sorts of fun time there the next time I'm at the mall. So thanks guys for stopping in. I hope that you liked it today. I hope that you love Byredo as much as me, and that I'm not the only one that it wears so poorly on. It just does not last. The things we go through just to smell so pretty. I will spend all the money and do all of the things so that I can just smell wonderful. So thank you Byredo for these lovely fragrances. I hope that you guys come out with some beautiful new things that I can try and just be so intrigued with. Alright guys, I think that's it for today. I will see you in a week.